I'm actually kind of at a loss for words right now. Can I be a little bit mean for a second? I said I was at a loss for words and now I just can't stop talking.
Hello and welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel and I am back with another crochet kit for you guys. And this one was chosen for me by my younger daughter because she was feeling a bit left out after I made the stitch kit for my older daughter. So she picked out this one, which is kitty cats dressed as axolotls because why not? Now we are gonna get into this kit, the supplies, the instructions, and this one even has a video tutorial that we're gonna check out, which I hope that this one doesn't disappoint me like last time. We'll see. Now, if you want video tutorials that will never let you down, let me tell you all about today's sponsor, Craftsy. If you don't know what Craftsy is an online resource for all things creative, which if there is one thing I know about you guys is that you're the most creative people on the internet. Now, Craftsy offers so many different video tutorials taught by experts that will really take you step by step to learn new DIY skills. They offer classes in knitting, baking, embroidery, and of course, crochet. I took the class Mastering Corner to Corner Crochet taught by Mary Beth Temple, and it made it so simple and easy for me to learn this new technique. I've also decided that 2025 is the year that I get into knitting, and I'm so excited that Craftsy has so many different knitting classes for me to choose from. In addition to Craftsy's on-demand classes, they also offer live classes as well. And something else that I love is that Craftsy has articles and PDF patterns and other resources to help you with whatever crafty journey your heart desires. Craftsy is also committed to coming up with new classes for their members to really keep those creative sparks flying. And you and I both know there is nothing like the joy of creating something with your own two hands. I have an amazing deal for you guys. The first 1,000 of you to click on my link in the description will get 1 full year for only $1.49. And this offer is valid for new members only. So be sure to take advantage of that. And thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get a closer look at this kit. Okay, so here is what this packaging looks like. And I do think that it is quite cute. And this is the company For Tuning's JDS, by the way. I did find this on Amazon. Right here on the side, it shows you everything that's included. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so here is everything that our kit comes with, and you can see that there is quite a bit of yarn. So I guess that this is probably enough to make all 3 of the kitties on the packaging. I was thinking it was only going to have enough yarn to make 1 of the kitties, but it looks like we have enough for all 3, which is amazing. And it comes with not 1, but 2 ergonomic crochet hooks. So I guess maybe this is one of those things where you could do this with a friend, which is kind of cool. And you can see right here that this actually comes with this tiny little skein of practice yarn, which I think is really cool because this is very much targeted at beginners. Now we have both of our instruction booklets over here. One that is for, learning the basics, and then another one with our instructions. So we'll get to those in a moment. We, of course, have our stuffing here, which is all nice and vacuum sealed. Now, this does come with safety eyes in here. I was wondering why it came with a glue stick if there were safety eyes, but I think the glue stick is for the little axolotl eyes. If you can see right here on the packaging, the axolotls have eyes, but I'm guessing those are actually glued on. And then these are the safety eyes, if that makes sense. I really need to invest in a glue gun because I still do not have one. So we will see what we end up doing when it comes to the eyes of the axolotl. I might just embroider them on, and it does come with a bit of black yarn. So hopefully this is enough to be able to do that. Now this did come with quite a few stitch markers here. There is a metal tapestry needle, which I love that. And this kit came with these little scissors, which I think this is the first kit I've ever tried that actually comes with scissors, which is really cool. I feel like they always tell you that it comes with everything you need, but it doesn't ever come with scissors, and you actually need scissors when it comes to making amigurumi. Feeling this yarn, it does feel really, really nice. It is just kind of a lightweight acrylic yarn, but it does have a nice softness to it. I'm quite impressed with these supplies so far, so we will see what it's like once we get into this. But yeah, let's go ahead and start on the crocheting. Okay, so I've gotten all of this far in, and I already have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about this hook, which I take back what I said about the stitch hook because I think This is actually the best hook that I've ever had in a kit before. This is a pretty good hook. I really like the hook section of it. It's nice and smooth. It's a tapered hook, which is what I prefer. Now, this is a bit more of a flat surface than I like for my grips on crochet hooks. I prefer it to be a bit more rounded, but that's a bit nitpicky. Honestly, this is working great. I like it. And it is a 2.5 hook, which I don't think I have another hook that's a 2.5. So I'm just gonna continue using this for the rest of the kit, and I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with it. So now let's talk about the yarn, which does come in skeins and not hanks, which you know I love. And this yarn is quite soft, quite easy to work with. Now, I have not gotten very far in yet, but the instructions so far, the written instructions, are pretty easy to understand. Now, something that I do not like is that this is having you do joined rows, which you guys know are not my favorite. So if you watch my video where I tested the Michaels kit that I did, I talked about how I just don't really like joined rows personally. I don't like the way they look, but I asked in that video if other people enjoy them, if they could kind of explain it to me. And some people were saying that they like joined rows because it really helps them keep up with where they are in the round. And I can understand that. But for me personally, I don't like that look. So I'm just going with spirals. Now let's talk about the video tutorial. Now for the most part, I feel like it's a pretty good video tutorial where it is very step-by-step. They are showing you how to do these stitches, where to put the stitches, exactly what your stitches should look like. They have really nice camera angles to show you exactly what they're doing. I love all of that. I also love that they have the pattern typed up on the screen so you can know exactly where you're at in the pattern so you could follow along. The only thing I'm a little bit about is that they're definitely using an AI voice in the pattern. And I understand that maybe sometimes people think that that makes it a little bit more clear, makes it a little bit easier to understand when they use AI. And sometimes that can be true. But the only thing about it is that sometimes like the way that AI pronounces things is just not exactly right. And I just think that there's nothing like a video where it is a real person speaking to you, that they can really explain things. Like just having the AI read it off of what is typed on the screen just doesn't have the inflection that a real human would have. So that part I'm kind of like, yeah. Now we are getting to some color changes here. My daughter did ask for the orange cat, and she wants the orange cat to be wearing the pink axolotl outfit. So that is what we are going to be doing. I think this is actually where I'm going to leave you for today because you can probably hear that my voice is feeling scratchy and my head is hurting, probably because it is super duper windy outside. So I'm gonna go rest for a while, but I will meet you back here tomorrow. I have pretty high hopes for this kit so far. I am enjoying it, but we'll see how it goes as we go along. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint me.
Well, my ring light has decided not to work. Yesterday, my microphone decided not to work. If anyone were to ask me the worst part of being a YouTuber, it's this kind of stuff. It's the technology. But nobody did actually ask me, so I'm going to shut up and talk about this kit. I did finish the head. So cute. I'm actually kind of at a loss for words right now, which is rare for me because you guys know I can talk. But this is so good. I'm having no problems. I could be speaking too soon. I did with the stitch kit. I was really excited how well it was going at first. So this still has time to disappoint me. But so far, so good. It is so cute. The yarn continues to be so easy to work with. I did use these little safety eyes, which are a good quality. I have been using this little pair of scissors. I am going to keep this and throw this in my purse, throw this in my project bag, and like have it for on the go because I feel like it's so nice that it has, you know, the little cap on it. And then you can just watch this. Ah, I love it. I'm going to keep that and add that to my stash. The hook, amazing. Another thing that I'm definitely adding to my stash after this. I'm I said I was at a loss for words, and now I just can't stop talking. The stuffing is also good. It is soft. It's a little bit softer than like the polyfill that I normally use, but it's not so soft that it's like clumps up. It has a little bit of that grit to it. I don't know what else to say. I'm having no problems with the instructions either. This is going swimmingly. So I'm going to start on the body in this little pink color right here. And I feel like when I do that, it looks like normal size, but like look at it compared to my face. It's like the tiniest little skein, and I don't know why, but when something is exactly the same as something that's bigger, but it's just smaller, it's just so cute. Why is this adorable to me? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to keep working and I'll check in with you guys when I check in with you. I am absolutely shocked how well this is going. Like stunned, frankly. So as I am filming this, I just found out yesterday that Michelle Trachtenberg passed away. And it is just so sad. Really, really sad. Of course, celebrity deaths and just deaths in general are always sad, but especially like she was so young, only a year older than me. And I don't know. I try not to let these things affect me too much, but Harriet the Spy was a defining moment of my childhood, which sounds dramatic, but it's true. I was really inspired by that movie to like get into journaling and writing. I went and bought the same type of notebook that she has, carried it with me everywhere. And I don't know, I think that the way that they depict childhood friendships and the things that can happen and all of that just really helped me in my real life deal with things that were going on. Because again, you know, I'm the exact target market for that movie. I used to watch that every day for a while there. My little orange VHS, if you know, you know. I watched that movie so much. So it's just so strange to have somebody that I watched for so long. And she's so talented. She was so talented in that movie. To have her now passed away, it's just really a reminder to, I don't know, take care of yourself and to, you know, love those around you, take care of your mental health. Sorry if this is getting weirdly deep for a video where I'm making a kitty cat dressed as an axolotl, but I don't know. It was just heavy on my mind today. It's really just kind of like making me reflect a lot. And so I wanted to talk about it. And I just hope you guys are all doing okay. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and hug those around you a little bit tighter today. And I don't know. I'm going to get back to making this. I'm sorry for the vibe killer. All right, guys, I just filmed a whole clip complaining about how there was a typo in this booklet and how I was so disappointed because this was going so well. And then I realized that I just read it wrong because it does say in this kit in round 3, 2 chain, which with double crochet rounds, by the way, I do join. With single crochet rounds, I don't. I like the spiral, but for double crochet, it makes sense to join. So I did the 2 chains, and then it says in parentheses, DC, comma, DC increase. Now, I was reading this as double crochet, increase, like a dummy. And I was like, why did they write it like that? They should have just written 2 DC. They're writing DC increase just to let you know to do a double crochet increase and not a single crochet increase, just so you know. And in my mind, I just interpreted that completely wrong. So it is no fault to the kit. It's just my reading comprehension skills. So, you know, this is still going really, really well. And I have to say that this is the last light pink thing, I think, in this pattern. And look how much, oh, first of all, look how much dog hair is on this. My goodness. But look how much of this is left. A lot. Like, I feel like I could do a whole other kitty cat in this. And this is how much is left of the orange, and all I have left is the ears. So there is a lot of yarn in this kit, and it's like deceptive because you think like it's so tiny, but the pattern is also pretty tiny. So this yarn goes really, really far. So after I finish this, I am going to take a little break, have some lunch, and then I am so happy to say that I'm going to be going outside after that because it is a nice day. I'm so happy to be saying that. Okay, so I'm going to go do that, and then I will check in with you guys in a little bit and just cross my fingers that this is going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. It might be. It really might be. Okay, we are back inside. It was a bit windy out there still, but nothing like it was yesterday, so hopefully my sinuses will be fine. But I did finish all of the crocheting. These pieces, the ears, the gills, and the tail fin are all worked in rows, which makes sense for the pattern, but I just don't love the way they explained it. I'm not even sure that I did the ear correctly. I think that I did. The way that I did it, the way I interpreted what they were trying to say is that I worked on the other side of the chain. So when you chain and you work the remaining chains on there and then you go and work on the other side of the chain, if you know what I'm saying. But they didn't explain it very well. I'm not explaining it very well either. I think that I did it right because my picture looks the same as theirs. I just don't really love the way that any of these were explained. I could see a person who is new getting a bit confused, especially when it came to this section. I would have preferred if there were some pictures to kind of show you the process. I appreciate that they have pictures here showing you the finished piece so you can kind of know if your piece is looking correct. But for a beginner kit, you know, I do think that it could have used some explanation. Actually, let me go watch the video and we will see if they explain it well in the video. I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time watching the videos for these last few sections. And first of all, can I be a little bit mean for a second? The website, what is this called? Fortunings JDs, whatever the name of this company is. It just, I'll put a screenshot. Tell me if you think that this looks like a website that sells crochet patterns. Because I don't think that's what it looks like to me. And they do sell other things as well. But honestly, this website looks like I could have made it on GeoCities in like 2000. So I don't know what's up with that. But I do have an actual gripe with this pattern. But first of all, let me tell you that I did watch the pattern for the ears. And in fact, you do work on the other side of the chain. And they explain that pretty well in the video. So the other thing about the video is that you watch it and it is in the AI voice for most of it. But then if they have like a new stitch that they haven't done yet, like there was a half double crochet in this and that hadn't been anywhere else in the pattern yet, they will like pause the normal video and they will insert a clip of a person doing it. And it's a real person talking. And so I don't know why we're switching back and forth between like the AI voice and then a real person. And I don't know. I just feel like the real person explaining it was way better to me than the AI voice, but that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, I just wish that they would have said, because they clearly said in the video, work on the other side of the chain. I don't know why the written instructions didn't just say that. But now for my actual first real gripe with the pattern. I mean, this part was just my own fault for the reading comprehension skills that I don't have. But this is an actual gripe with the pattern itself because I was watching the video and they work a row of single crochet before doing this part. And that is not in the written pattern at all. What I was looking at the photo, it looks like there is a round of single crochets first. It doesn't say that. Let me just read it. And this is a little bit confusing the way this is worded anyway. Working into a chain, 7 chain, turn, skip 1 chain. So maybe it was a typo. Maybe it meant to say 7. I don't know. It just, that's written really confusing, but it doesn't say, like in the pattern on the video, it has on the screen, work a row of single crochet. I don't know exactly how they had it worded, but it said single crochet. And this just says 7 chains. It's just a little bit confusing. So that is my one actual gripe with this pattern so far. I mean, this looks okay, but I do think like you can see like a gap there. That would look better if I were to work a row of single crochet first. So I think I might redo these. We were so close to an actual perfect 5 out of 5. We'll get to all of that. But first, I'm going to redo these gills and then I'm going to sew this together. I cannot wait to see how this comes together because it really is so, so cute. Okay, our little kitty in an axolotl costume is done. And I think she turned out so adorable, so sweet. And you know what I had to do, right? I had to make one in my own yarn. I made this one in Catch Velvet. Now, my daughter did not want her reaction on camera, but she loves these guys. She has not stopped carrying them around. She named this one Peach and this one Lime. And what she likes to do is put Peach in Lime's hood like this. I carry them around. So sweet. I'm obsessed. So as usual, I'm going to talk about some different aspects of this kit and say whether I give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a sideways thumb. So let's start off by talking about the quality of the supplies in this kit. And I think for the first time ever, if I'm not mistaken, I'm giving this a thumbs up. I liked working with this yarn. It was pretty easy to work with. It is not scratchy like most yarns in this kit. My one critique of it is that I did kind of want to split into the 3 different strands when it was time to sew with it, which is strange because I really didn't have problems with it splitting while I was crocheting. It was only when it was time to sew. But, you know, not a deal breaker by any means. For the first time ever in a kit, I used the hook that came in it the entire time. And I'm definitely adding not 1, but 2 hooks that this came with to my stash to use in the future, which is amazing. I love that this came with the little scissors. I'm definitely gonna throw those in my bag to use on the go. I liked the stuffing. I liked the needle. I am so impressed with the quality of the supplies in this kit. And now I could be nitpicky and give this a sideways thumb because of the glue situation, but I feel like the glue is more of a personal hang up for me. I just don't like gluing things on plushies, but I know that that doesn't apply to everyone, so I'm going with thumbs up on this one. So now let's talk about the amount of supplies in this kit, and I am shocked once again to be giving this a thumbs up. Because not only was I so impressed with the fact that this came with enough yarn for all 3 of the kitties, because a lot of times what kits will do is they'll have patterns for several different plushies, but only enough supplies for one. This came with enough supplies for all 3, and I was already shocked by that. And then when it came to making the kitty, I had plenty of leftover supplies. Even when I started over on the gills with this dark pink, I still had plenty left over, so definitely a thumbs up. So now let's talk about the instructions in this kit, and I'm so frustrated because for most of the time working on this, I was like, these instructions are so good. I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up. But then we got to that last page when it came to working in rows, and the way that they explained it was just not the best. And then the fact that the instructions were different from the video to the written instructions, I'm kind of forced to give this a sideways thumb. Speaking of the video, I give that a sideways thumb as well. It's really not bad overall, but that AI voice just kind of brings it down a notch for me. I know that not everybody would be bothered by that, but for me, I'm kind of like, I wish they would have just used their normal speaking voice. Let's talk about the design of this plushie. And as I've kind of already given away, I think this is so adorable. I love the way it turned out. Now, I am going to go ahead and give the design a thumbs up, but I do have one nitpicky thing that I just didn't love. And that is the fact that The hood is made in double crochet, so which is fine. But when it comes to embroidering onto double crochet, it's much more difficult, at least for me, than it is to embroider on single crochet because it is a looser fabric. With the single crochets, it makes a tighter stitch, and so it's easier to embroider on top of, whereas with the double crochet, it's just more difficult. And another thing that I just don't love is that when you embroider on it, you can see the embroidery like that. I just don't love that. So what I ended up doing for Mr. Lime here is that I went ahead and embroidered the top of it, and then I just crocheted like a few little rows right here and just sewed that on the inside so that you can't see the embroidery. And I do feel like that's a little bit more secure that way as well, with my daughter playing with it and everything. So that is what I did. I would be tempted if I did this design again in the future to maybe just make the hood in single crochets and just like add a few extra rows to make it big enough. I'm not really sure what I would do, but this design is just so adorable, and I feel like you really wouldn't have to do much to adapt this into other animals. Like you could change the hood into a dinosaur by adding spikes. You could make like a little unicorn horn and a mane and make it a unicorn. There is just a lot you can do with this design. And believe me, my daughter already has so many plans for me when it comes to that. So now let's talk about the price of this kit. I do believe I paid $21 for this, which is not the cheapest kit ever, but I mean, it's cheaper than the kit that I talked about in this video, where the supplies in this one were infinitely better. And that one, I couldn't even complete anything. So I feel like the price is worth it. So I'm giving it a thumbs up. Okay, so now let's talk about who I would recommend this kit for. Now, it's really hard for me to say if I would recommend this to a complete beginner. They do kind of market it that way, and they do have beginner-friendly videos and all of that stuff. But if you guys know me, you know that I don't usually recommend starting your crochet journey with amigurumi. But I know a lot of people have success with that. I mean, the Woobles has a whole empire of people that they have taught how to crochet by making plushies. But as you can tell, this is a little bit more complicated than a Woobles. So I wouldn't say that I would recommend this to a brand new beginner, but maybe an advanced beginner. Maybe if you have a couple other projects under your belt and you're wanting something a little bit more advanced, but you're still going to be able to get through, then I would recommend this for you. Who I think this kit would be perfect for, since this comes with 2 hooks and enough supplies for 3 different plushies, I could see you, if you have a friend that you really want to get into crocheting, that you could sit there together and have a little crochet night where you kind of help them along the way. I think that would be really sweet. Or even if you have a friend that already knows how to crochet, you guys could share this kit, and I just think that that would be really fun. Or if you're going on vacation, you could literally throw this entire kit in your bag and you'll have everything you need. Just keep in mind that if you are wanting to glue, you would have to bring a glue gun as well. But other than that, you would have everything that you needed. So I think there's a lot of uses for this kit. I am as shocked as you guys are that this kit turned out as well as it did. When my daughter picked this out, I was a little bit nervous. I try to go into kits with an open mind, but this ain't my first rodeo. So I was thinking that this might not be the best thing ever, but I had a great time with it. And I hope that you guys had a great time watching. And if you made it to this part of the video, as always, I want to know, what were you working on as you watched today's video? If you did like today's video, be sure to hit the like button. You can subscribe, stick around. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see next. You can join my Patreon where I make a bonus video as well as an exclusive pattern once a month. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.